Oh, mercy, Slancha. How do you do, buckaroos? How the heck are you? I know it's late on a Monday. I got home a little over an hour ago from work. I need to eat something. Then we watched a TV show. Then I debated whether I should do a video or not. But I don't have to work tomorrow, so I can sleep in. I figured out what the hell. Let me check something real quick here. Whoops, wrong button. Make some adjustments here. So yeah, that helped us any. Let's check. Bear with me. Yeah, almost. Anyway, how the heck are you? I am Tom, the Beer and Whiskey Whisperer, for the purposes of this video, anyway. And we are kind of winging this one, as always. This one is completely unscripted. I have no idea. There's no topic, nothing in mind. It's just been a long ass day. I'm tired. I'm gonna pour a beer. I'm gonna pour a new one. This is the Doppelbock from Banter Brewing. Just seasonal. It was out last year, but this is the first time it's been available this year, and I haven't had it yet. I didn't even sample it. I usually sample, but I didn't because I wanted it to be. I wanted to have it for the first time here. It's an 8% Doppelbock from Banter Brewing. Look at that color. That is just gorgeous. Nice slight ruby hue. I know my lighting isn't great here, but you can kind of see that there. Oh man, Brian, the brewer owner over there, is just amazing. And I've been deciding which whiskey should I pair with that. And I kind of made a late call, decided to go with Four Finger Distillery, their single malt whiskey at 90 proof. Not going to do a big pour. Like I said, it's late. And I think I do want to get a good 2 ounces in there, though. A nice solid 2 ounce pour. I might have got closer to 2 1/4 there, though. I forget that's an 1.5 ounce glass. Four Finger Distillery single malt whiskey. This single malt whiskey is crafted using complex variety of malted barley, which brings out notes of chocolate and sweet oak from new charred barrels. It's one thing I like about what American craft distilleries are doing with the American single malt category is to traditionally single malt whiskeys have used bourbon barrels, and many, not all, but many American craft will use new charred oak, giving the whiskey a whole new dimension. Let you see that color there. That's gorgeous using my snifter here. Oh yeah, that stuff is beautiful. I'm gonna set that down and pick up this beer. Ah, Slancha. First beer of the day, first whiskey of the day. I'm gonna try this Doppel for the first time. The nose is incredible, though. Big and malty. Very herbal. Oh yeah, that's gorgeous. Oh wow, that finish was delectable. Wow, damn man, he knocked this one out of the park. Remember, an earthy herbal finish. Big and malty, but it never gets incredibly sweet. It is rather robust. At 8%, it's a nice percentage for a doppel. Mm-mm-mm. Oh, that's gorgeous. I'm gonna let that sit a minute and warm. I'm gonna focus on this whiskey. Yeah, I was going back and forth on several whiskeys. Here's which one to use. Had some rye, had some bourbon, several different ryes, and then ultimately I had two single malts sitting here, two American single malts. And I said, oh, let's go with this one. Had a great time at Four Finger Distillery. I had a flight there. One of the reasons I bought this particular whiskey. It was incredibly enjoyable. So you look for notes for chocolate and sweet oak. Yeah, all of that is available right on the nose. And I haven't taken a drink yet. So here we go. Oh man, that's gorgeous. Yeah, a lot of oak going on here. And that malted barley soaks up that or pulls those flavors from the barrel in a much different way than say a bourbon mash does. That's the part I find very interesting. Because that oak, the new American charred oak, uh, will typically impart a lot of vanilla, which you really feel in a bourbon mash, and you can feel it here, but it comes across much different. They tell you to look for notes of chocolate. I'm going to put a slightly finer point on it and say dark chocolate, like a malted dark chocolate, if you will. A lot of big sweetness going on though too. Kind of feels like a molasses. Typically, I would say a dark brown sugar, but I'm not really feeling that sugar. But I'm feeling the molasses very specifically. Maybe just the slightest notion, just the idea, just the suggestion of maple in there as well. Don't go pretentious on his top. Don't do it. Oh. Oh my lord, that Doppelbock is insane. That is good, man. Just intense big malt going on. It is absolutely gorgeous. As always, anybody watching, if you got any questions or comments, please put it up on the screen. I will answer almost any damn thing, unless you're just being a prick, unless you're just an asshole. And then I'm not gonna. But I like answering questions. I like if you want to tell me what you're drinking this evening. Now it's Monday, so I might be one of the few souls knocking some back, but I am off tomorrow. I spent so many years in various jobs, uh, waking up early when I was management with various retail folks. I typically went in early, and then the 5 years previous, the job I had was, I come to work very early. Now I'm working a lot of evenings, which As a younger person, I probably wouldn't have liked much, but since it's just the wife and I, and we don't have any little ones, our schedule can be whatever we want it to be now. I mean, having a Tuesday and Wednesday off doesn't, how, or is just as easy as having, say, a weekend off. I don't care if I've got a weekend off now per se. We don't have little ones to have to do stuff with, so we can make our plans whenever we want. And I can sleep in tomorrow, so I figured, oh, what the hell? Why not? Just let's have a beer, a little whiskey, a little conversation. The beer is nice. I'm going to pour some more in there because I didn't get it all in that glass, but I think I can get it all in there now. Let me show you how that beer looks. That is absolutely gorgeous. No, in case you haven't figured it out, no, this isn't my house. Just trying to create a festive mood, man. Just trying to create a mood. That's all, man. That's all. Oh, I do like the American single malt category. Like I said, I mean, they've taken it a different direction than others. Traditional single malts, if we're talking about Scotch or Irish whiskey, or the slightly newer single malt category of the Japanese single malt, which tend to reflect more of a Scotch style, whereas the American single malts kind of vary. Uh, Restless Spirits, for instance, has a couple of different varieties of single malt. One uses new charred oak, one uses used bourbon, and the one that uses the used bourbon cask really resembles an Irish single malt. It drinks a lot like an Irish single malt. But most of them that use new oak, you get this nice deep color, and you've got these big, bold barrel notes. You've got that 100% malted barley, which is a little chewier. I will tell you, this is one of the sweeter single malts that I've had. But it does finish nice. A lot of oak and spice in the finish, I will say. Oh, man. That is gorgeous. Oh, Monday, Monday, Monday. I am enjoying my third act career, if you will, in my very late 50s. Am I pushing 60 years? Yeah. Uh, Most people, Bart said, while they're young, I chose to wait till I was old. But I'm really enjoying it. The schedule is a little bit different than I had been used to, as I said earlier, but I don't mind it. Like I said, it's just the wife and I, so we can work around about any schedule. Not trying to get little ones off to school anymore. Uh, and it used to be on my days off, I'd want to get out and do something. But now, because I'm socializing constantly at work, usually on my days off, I just kind of want to hole up. Especially now that we're heading, that the weather's getting colder and it's getting dark fast. So I kind of want to be home most of the time. There's been several times I've made plans to go do something or thought about doing something. And then when the time comes, I said, no, I'm not going. Supposed to meet some friends at 5 o'clock. And by 2 o'clock, I said, no, I ain't getting out now. That window is now closed. I'm not getting that. And with it getting dark so early now, man, I just want to, especially with it getting colder, I want to be home. I want to be home as soon as it gets dark. I want to be home. I want to get in my pajamas or comfy sweats and just relax, man. Speaking of that, I am wearing pajamas as we speak. So, but I am clothed. Sometimes I'm not clothed. Ah, this whiskey is very, very nice. I did buy a shirt for Four Fingers. Had I known that I was going to drink this, I probably would have put that shirt on to advertise a little bit. But like I said, it was kind of all spur of the moment. I didn't know what I was going to grab. I've got a few bottles laying here on my bar cart, and it was right at the end when I made that final decision. I have another malt whiskey. I've got a couple bourbons. I've got some rye. And then I had to narrow down to the two single malts and decide to go with this one. It is absolutely delicious, man. I gotta tell you, it is insanely good. Ah, check something real fast here. Bear with me. See if that's working. Right. Oh, I don't know how old these glasses are. My dad bought these for my mom, I believe, in the 70s. Might even before that, but I think in the 70s. And there was just a couple of them left, and I ended up with them. She tried to give away most of the stuff before she passed. I try to use them every once in a while. They're nice little snifters. Let me set that down. Uh, Gosh, this Doppel's insane. Again, it was one of those things I wasn't sure what beer I was looked at my beer fridge. Just brought this home tonight with me. I looked at my beer fridge. I was going to grab something. I said, "Nah, I want to drink one of those Doppels." By golly, I've got four of them. Let's drink one. Anyway, 8%. It is absolutely gorgeous. An incredible American craft version of the classic German style. Big and robust. A little sweet initially, but to be honest with you, it's not as sweet as most of the style that I've had. Nice, clean, dry finish. A little bit earthy, if you will. Ah, mercy. Try to keep it simple this evening. Just grab some on my bottom of my snifter there. Just grab a beer. I thought about making a cocktail. I said, now let's just grab a beer, pour a couple ounces neat. Ah, that's gorgeous, man. As we get closer and closer to the holidays, we got Thanksgiving coming up first. And there's a few others depending on what you celebrate, whether that be Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa. I don't give a rat's ass. Hell, I'll celebrate them all with you. I'm equal opportunity, man. I'm up for a celebration. What do we celebrate? Okay, I can go with that. Of course, we celebrate Christmas here, but everybody ought to be able to celebrate anything they want to. Founding fathers put in separation of church and state for a reason. Let's hope it stays that way. Problem with having a religion is whose interpretation of. I mean, you want to make this a Christian nation, okay, but whose interpretation of Christianity are we using? uh, anyway, anyway, let's not go there, Tom. Yeah, I've been getting myself in too much trouble lately. Can't help it, man. You got folks out there that believe in free speech as long as your speech is exactly what they believe. If you say something contrary or question them in any way, then all of a sudden they don't believe in free speech. Uh, Mercy, that's a good beer. Anyways, let me show you this bottle of whiskey one more time before I wrap up this video. Four Finger Distillery single malt whiskey. I do love the American single malt category, as I've said many times. I like it because it is kind of wide open. It has to be 100% malted barley, but the interpretation is then up to the distiller. Like I said, some will use used bourbon barrels and like their Scotch or Irish or even Japanese counterparts. But I've got one whiskey here from Endeavor, a single malt that probably most closely resembles a Scotch because it uses some Space Side malt. Or I have single malts like this Four Finger here uses new charred oak that just takes it a whole different direction, and I love that. It's up to the interpretation of the distiller to decide. And many American craft distillers that are doing this category will use those new char that really brings out a lot of life from that malted barley. You got these big, deeper chocolate tones. You've got those big char notes. The vanilla is more prevalent than say Scotch or Irish because you've got a new charred oak barrel. But I love the way the vanilla runs through it. It just feels like it comes across differently in the malted barley than it does say a classic bourbon mash. So there you go. Anyway, I am Tom, the Whiskey Whisperer, Whiskey Evangelist, prolific whiskey drinker, purveyor of wisdom, and also Tom, the Beer Whisperer, man. Who else would I be? To the Beer Whisperer, Beer Evangelist, prolific beer drinker, purveyor of wisdom, and all around good guy, Salantia.